I stand corrected. It's public footpath number 1. That means that it's still owned by Central Bedfordshire Council. It's got all potholes all along it, and it needs to be looked at. Thank you. The gate, I'm told, is not a safety issue, but it just needs to be repainted. Okay. By the seat, as you go in, somebody's kicked a lot of them grass away. They've sat there swinging their feet, and they've kicked the grass away, causing a divot inside there. All the seats inside there could really do with a pressure washer and a coat of wood preserve before they start rotting. Okay. Turn over the page. As you go to the balance beam, there is a trip hazard, or was when I went up there, okay, of about 2 inches step down from the grass into the bark area, and it's just far enough so if a kid trips, they're going to fall out and they smack their teeth out, smack their head on the end of that balance beam. I'm not saying with the trips that the lads have done today, I'm going up there and dump loads of bark up there. That should hopefully remove that trip hazard, but the bark does decay quite quickly.
So this has been addressed?
I believe so, yes. Okay. Item 5, next one is 5. Okay. You'll see there's a garden implement tool held across the top of it. Okay. To highlight, there's a big crack in the piece of timber there. It's where they drilled it out. It's what you call a breakout when you drilled the hole. That's what's caused that. Okay. Item 6.
So is that? I mean, you've identified it. What's the? Is that?
If we put some wood filler in it, okay, then it would stop it becoming a splinter.
But is it a health and safety risk right here, right now?
It's a green issue. I've put them as red.
Maintenance needs to be done.
Yeah,
okay.
Red, yellow, and green. Okay. The last post on the balance beam. So the first post is stepping stones after. Okay. The top is 18 inches and the bottom is 16 inches, but it's still solid in the ground. But it's just beginning to rot out. So we just need to keep an eye on all of our posts in the ground. Right. Cross chains and all chains need to be checked because some are showing some white signs of wear and the shackles are saying, and also some of the chains are stretched. I know they're metal chains, you say how can a metal chain stretch, but it does. And if it needs a link taken out, it's a weekly maintenance thing. If the chain needs to be taken, a link needs to be taken out, it needs to be checked every week because some of them are just nearly touching the floor, as you can see with the photographs on the back page, all the photographs on the back page, we can see there. The climbing wall, okay, I can get my hand in there, and if I can get my hand in there, it was highlighted by Ross for the thing that kids could get their fingers trapped, okay. That's a design fault, so we need to get back into the manufacturers and say, Ross was highlighted this as a design fault, can we please do something about getting it fixed?
Okay.
The train, okay, the wooden balls on the train, some of them are it looks like they're being vandalised with a screwdriver, okay. Those that are damaged need to be taken off, okay, but then you've got to consider the space between the bars. I don't want a big space so a child can get their head and get stuck in there, so we need to get in contact with the manufacturer and see if they can come supply and fit new wooden balls. And also, while that's being done, there's some areas on the train that are going rusty, and before the rust eats it away, okay, and becomes sharp edges, it needs to be wire brushed off and then painted with a lead-free, child-friendly paint to prevent it deteriorating any further.
Can we just, do you recall if it's easy just to take these bars and balls away? Is it just a few screws or something?
I believe they're just screws, but I'm not too sure.
Right. Maybe Elsie, if we could ask the guys if they could just take them away until they're fixed. They won't, does that represent any other hazard? I mean, they're not safety bars or anything, they're just things in the play area, right?
They're just in the play area, yeah, they're safety bars built in the train.
Okay, alright, so maybe if, make a judgment call on whether it's a dangerous thing to remove them, please, Elsie, and if so, just get them taken out until they're fixed.
Right, number 12, okay, please note number 12 I've put in red, okay.
Danger.
Right, okay. I believe that one of those mats has been ripped up quite deliberately. The one on picture 2 looks like it's been, somebody yanked it. There's a large trip hazard around there. These mats do stick up quite high. I would turn around and say that that bark needs to be removed, and we need to put a rubberised matting around there so that it can't be worn down again. We need to remove that trip hazard. That is quite bad. I would have that fenced off until it could be fixed.
Okay, again, being pragmatic, it looks like there's just the one swing left there. It'd be easy to take that swing down for now.
We've got some more on order. The clerk has arranged for somebody to come out. We had that last time, and they're doing the D shackles on the top.
Oh, I remember, yeah. So if we take that swing down, where do we get the guys? Are they allowed to get the swing down?
No, they can't.
Too high. How did the other three come down?
Yeah, I did the others come down.
They've taken the swings off the chains.
But what's up to the chains? We'll nick the chains, I think.
One of them was around the house, wasn't it?
Yeah, the chains all disappeared, don't they?
Yeah.
I didn't see them up there, but that's all. Okay.
Right, okay.
Oh, the clerk tells me now booked the work to be done on those swings to put new swings on. But it's the trip hazard rounds in the surround.
So, is it a playground engineer that's come to do the swings? Could we ask him if he could do the, we call it
The matting,
the matting as well? If that's in his, if it's in his.
they are aging, they're curling up, and they're so spongy as what I feel like they're moving when you walk on them. I know I'm 30 stone, but even so, they feel like they're being moved as well. So could they be replaced?
Can we ask if this guy could add that to the job? What's the way forward?
We have to make a decision to ask the guy. I reckon. Can you recommend it? Can you propose it?
All right, extend the scope of that work, see if we can do the underground.
And second it. Everybody in agreement? Yeah. Okay. Right. That's going to carry on.
Until
Okay.
then, could we ask the guys to take the swing down as they did the other two? If it's a hazard, it's a hazard.
Can the swing be removed? Okay. Rocking horse. It's on the rest of the other play equipment. There's a black handle that goes round, but this rocking horse is about this high. And if a child runs into it, it's that diameter, okay? And a kid could run into it and into the eye level, they could lose their eye. So that's why I've highlighted that one.
So what's missing? Was there
It's a black handle that goes round it. The children put their hands into it. It's a grip, okay?
Oh, okay.
Now, if I try to say remove that, it then leaves a metal spring in the ground, so we'd have to remove that as well. So it's a case. It could be unbolted. It can be unbolted.
Is that something else to do? Well, I mean, where do we get a handle from, if that's the answer?
From the phone up to the manufacturer.
Quite an old piece of equipment.
An old sleep thing.
Or replace the rocking horse altogether
You could
with
do-
something else.
Yeah. It's also being suggested because the activation about the seesaw, again, the nut in the middle keeps coming off, to totally take the seesaw out and put something that is disabled friendly in that all the children can play as well. Because that seesaw, it's got a specialised nut in the middle, which you have to have it's like an Allen key with a stud that sticks out. And it keeps coming loose because people that are not designed to go on it, and they put more children than it's supposed to go on it, and they try and lock it sideways as well as up and down, and of course that's what's causing the nut.
Having fun, can we?
Right. Okay. Groundsman.
Hang on, we haven't worked out what we're doing, have we? I mean, I don't want to shut this,
No.
but we can't have it open if it's dangerous.
Okay.
So, can we, I think the strategy is, we may have £25,000, was it, I think?
No, there's three categories for using 106 money, which you have.
We'll come in on to that in a minute. Okay, all right. So my wish would be that we replace it in due course, but till then we've got to fix it so it's safe, so we can keep it open.
Yeah.
So if I propose that we take this springy horse thing down while we find another glove, whatever it's called, handle.
Yeah. There's another one which I didn't see, but the groundsman did point out to me. It's called a carousel hanging turn fly grip. It's missing. We put some new rubber handles on, and within about a week they disappear. So, stand corrected. It's a new handle, but the rubber outer is removed, and they're quite expensive. And without it, they become dangerous. You can't open and grip on. So we either need the manufacturers to come up with a metal one that's got nailed put into it, so you can grip onto it in the metal itself, or we need to take it down completely.
Is it dangerous?
Yeah.
Come down.
Dangerous it goes.
Right. And the last two little bits are, okay, our ground staff say they're trained to check the safety equipment, but they're not trained to dismantle and take stuff down, and they don't work on ladders. So we have to get somebody, as you quite rightly suggested last time, in to maintain and look after it. But as you can also point out, item 17, right, and it was pointed out to me that we were, a lot of these things were brought up under the ROSPA report, and we need to know what, I've been asked why it hasn't been done. Here we are 6 months later, and it was asked what the council doing, sitting on something and not putting it right within 6 months. And I said I'd ask, and I don't know the answer, and that's why I've said I don't know the answer. Okay? And by the way, all the photography was done by my son.
Oh, well done to your son.
Okay, so have we nailed all the dangerous ones?
I only did the area behind the school. I did not go over and do the skate park or the cycle thing or the trim trail. I will try and get them done before the next environmental committee. This is just the area behind the school.
So the only matter I don't think we've addressed is this design fault where the children get their fingers in that gap.
Yeah.
So, okay, do we need to close that piece of equipment?
That's the main piece of equipment. If you close that, that's the main thing. You need to contact the hospital, say that there's a medium, I think it's a medium risk on that one. They highlight, in the hospital report it says, it does say, so it's medium or low risk, it is a risk, they point out that one.
Okay, so as long as we're working on it.
We'll make sure we do contact the do we know the manufacturer that one? Are they still in existence? Can we ask them to see what they can do about it? Can we leave that with the clerk to get in contact with the manufacturer?
Yes, please. So, I suggest we might want to suspend standing orders for 2 minutes to just ask if there's anyone in the room that might have an opinion on some of the equipment you haven't looked at.
If you propose it,
Yeah.
it's seconded.
I'll propose it.
Second.
I hereby state that standing orders are suspended for a few minutes, and if anybody within the public wish to pass a comment on any of the play equipment that we have, please do so. Yeah?
I'm just sitting here listening to all this and I'm really disgusted that, you know, you've gone through a whole, well done David for doing the report, but there's a whole list of things there that, you know, Sandra's got a grand old, it should be closed. Sorry, that's just, you know, and if the report was done 6 months ago by ROSPA, it should have certainly, you know, been acted on now. Sorry, just close it. What happens if someone does lose their finger or, oh, God forbid?
I have
It's
copies
really
of this report
bad.
to give. If anybody wants a copy, they can. It's like the council to give them copies. I don't, they left me out, so I've gone through it now.
Yeah, but it's all very well doing the reports, but we've got to have action.
That's why I went down there yesterday.
Yeah.
No,
and I appreciate you doing that on behalf of the council, but, you know, if the ROSPA report was done 6 months ago, why are you sort of talking about it now?
we had an extra meeting last week, and it was one of the main agenda items that was on the extra meeting last week. Okay, and council said that it couldn't wait until we left. Council said that they wanted action, and they wanted it sorted out as soon as possible.
Is it not better to close it and then try and get each item on your report looked at and repaired or done whatever? Because, as I say, so many children use that, and that's just reading. It's just awful.
I think consistent with the ROSPA report, the dangers that have been highlighted in this report, I think we have, by tomorrow morning, a solution for all of these but one, don't we?
But if someone goes in there tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock and hurts themselves on one of these things that have been highlighted,
Well, you can close it till 9 o'clock tomorrow if that
well,
helps.
you know what I mean.
I do know
should
what you
it-
mean, but I don't want to close it if we don't, if it's safe.
If there was one or two things, Mick, but that's a lot
No,
of
if there's one
things.
dangerous thing, it closes.
Yeah.
Right, but what I'm being told, I'm only going with what I've been told, Rossborough have done the investigations, we've looked at it and I've gone through all of the regs and said, what can we do about it? And the answer I'm getting is we can resolve it. So I think, therefore, we made it safe. If I'm wrong, if you don't believe that, then...
What
I
do you
agree, we
feel,
should shut
David? Do you
it.
think it should be closed?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay, I
I
stand
would,
corrected. That's fine.
I would have thought the trip hazard alone by the swing. That's why I put in the 3 in red. Okay.
Right, okay, I propose to close it.
And the diving wall as well.
No, we can't go through all this, we're asking, saying, well, we'll outsource it, yeah, yes, and then we turn around and say we're going to close it. I motion we close it, because I don't have confidence in this report anymore.
Well, if there's any danger to children, then it needs to be closed. But that, you don't take risks, whatever political
No.
involvement you have. Don't take risks with children.
Are you seconding it, Linda?
Yeah.
Probably need to reinstate standing orders, Mr Chairman.
Sorry, I apologise. Then I need to reinstate standing orders. Okay. Michael, can you please put your proposal forward again, please?
I don't have faith in the information in front of me, so as a precaution I want to close the playground.
And I second that we close.
Everybody in agreement or disagreement? Derek?
Agree.
That's a unanimous decision. The playground behind the school is closed until repairs are carried out to a satisfactory standard.
Quickly.
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yes, the road meeting.
Yeah,
I
thank
think
you.
you've overstepped the
Thank
mark
you.
there. David, all I've tabled is that we close it now. We'll talk about how we go.
How many
Oh.
councillors there needs to be a quorum.
So what are we going to do about this? We know, people are saying, as you said, properties have had this since May. So why aren't we...
The environment is this, mate.
Environment's had this since May. So how come? Well, we can talk about how come later. What I want to talk about now is how we fix it.
Okay.
Well, we have talked about how to fix some of the things.
Oh, no, I think that's... this. There's a phrase I want to use, but it's too rude. It could be something in the wind with this. I just don't know what needs fixing or what is fixable. Gee, this is just so not my space. What can we get? Can we get any help from Rossborough? Can we ask them to come in and advise on how we fix this?
Yeah.
Rossborough, and then Rossborough report, they do give a name of their company they work for, that have done the report. Well, it's Rossborough. But Rossborough will just come and do what we call the inspection report. It will then get a maintenance team in to do the fixing. So,
Hang on, you don't know that, it's speculating again. Well, I
so
want to
I
know
read
is
the
it safe?
report, I read the report from Rossborough. So,
I want to know if it's safe, it's great, if it's not, what's it's fixing. But I don't want them to do
It was swept under
the minimum, I want to do the worst
nothing
case.
there.
Absolutely come in and tell us what we need to do to make this fit for purpose in 2014.
I would agree with you.
Is that the way forward? Do we agree with that?
Yeah.
Will there be a cost involved in that? I'm sure there will. Do you have any idea how much it's been?
Yes, Linda.
Were we not talking at the extraordinary meeting that getting a proper consultation done?
Yeah, and a team, somebody in to maintain it is what we actually agreed.
That's what we see here, and
Could have the minutes in front of you, it would help.
Okay, so will I get back to you? The clerk will get back to you. I'll be contact CPN.
Okay, so can I suggest this is put on the agenda for, what did you say? Health,
Environmental.
environmental. And
Yeah.
then report back to this council for the solution.
Environment will meet in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay, so we should get some answers to come back through within that 2 weeks. I think it's not fair.
Who's the chairman of environmental?
Me.
Oh. Maybe it's done.
That's why I said in the report last time it was my fault. I took the snot, so I didn't come into what we call a pre-meeting meeting. So,
If you need any help making that so, feel free to call me.
right. Is any other matters arising? Okay. Bedfordshire to receive a monthly crime report. It's in your in-trays. Did you want council to get a copy? I thought we'd try to get some in an in-tray for you, that's all. Right. Is it? Is everybody happy with accessing it? Or should go from it? Okay. Report from Central Bedfordshire councillors.
Okay, well, there's very little report at the moment. Most activities are around deriving the budget for next year. The target is obviously to have a zero council tax increase again, which will be the 6th year in a row. That will be decided at the full council meeting in January, once all the numbers have been crunched. The current budget priorities are out for consultation. Any member of the public can go onto the website or to the local library and get a paper form and comment on the priorities that they wish to see in the CVC budget. I've got an example form here somewhere.
Has a copy gone to Arlesey Centre?
All the libraries should have received copies.
Yeah, but we're not a library, we're a resource centre, and that's the difference.
If you haven't got one, then I'm sure that Mark can request copies from Central Bedfordshire or download them from the website.
Okay.
And that's me. So that help.
Yeah, despite the commitment from the BCCG that they would get the health review report done by the 25th of September, it is now being delayed. I think it's the 16th of October, the latest date. And there is a stakeholder meeting on the 22nd of October at the Luther Centre from 10 till 12. It might be worth, if you want to go there, it's long, get the clerk to book your place on that. They are very informative. As I've always said at these meetings, the health review is very important. It affects everybody, affects our GPs, our hospitals and everything. I'm quite hopeful that the report will come out on the 16th of October, but who knows? It keeps being delayed. We're just hoping.
Anyone have any questions for other members? I have one.
Yeah.
There's free training for enterprising females. I received an email.
Broadband, the Women in Broadband Fund.
Ah.
Can it be more? It was only in fact on an email send out unless somebody sent it to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known about it. Can you tell the good people here about what it is? Because I know that there are some people in here who are business owners.
Well, if it's what I'm thinking of, the council's received £75,000 from central government as part of the broadband rollout across central Bedfordshire, explicitly to help encourage women entrepreneurs. So it's specifically targeted at women because in terms of business startups, women are outnumbered 2 to 1 by men that start new businesses. So it is around rural broadband to encourage women to start local businesses. And if you want to know more, either talk to me or you can ask Central Bedfordshire Economic Redevelopment.
Thank you for that. School and nursery school government reports. I believe the governor's not here tonight.
We're on here.
I'm sorry.
There hasn't been a governor's meeting since last June, and the next one is this Thursday, 6th.
Thank you, Mark. I apologise, I didn't know. I forgot he was the school governor. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Finance. Income and expenditure for May. To receive and approve a copy of detailed report of income and expenditure for May, month 2. it needs to be approved. Can we approve it? It needs to be approved.
So we're looking at what I done.
I need somebody to propose a second, that's what I need.
For what?
For the expenditure for May 2014. And June, and July, and August.
No, hang on, so you don't mean
Queries on the accounts.
You don't mean the
Queries were
expenditure.
that invoices were signed with cheques, that was all.
No, there were queries over some of the figures. People were going to come, we were going to get
That
answers.
on the May one,
That's June.
Every month it was.
not on May.
Well, because it's not in the minutes on Clueless, I can't remember what I did in May.
Is that it? I looked through all my back things, I think that's the main.
I didn't raise all of the queries, I raised some of them, but I can't remember what I spoke about in May. So I know I've not had any answers. We still haven't proved them. And if we haven't got answers, we still can't prove them, can we?
No, have you got a copy of them? I went through all my old
Right.
stuff.
We have a minute number 922, incoming expenditure May, okay, get it right here. Not to approve the detailed report of incoming expenses for May month 2, okay. There was councillors Clapham, Frost, Howick, Ron Contrary and West, and then 4 not accepting them was councillors Baines, Gravitt, Hazelwood, Holloway, Page, Wang and Ward.
So well accepted.
The query was will the councillors sign the cheques and also the invoices, and they do. So we need to approve them.
I'm not willing to approve them.
Has Gert's been through, Chairman?
Sorry?
Has Gert's been through these?
Don't think so.
Oh.
Then I have to ask you: did you call in the people that you said you were going to call in?
Yes, got a call into BDO, and fortunately it's the same organisation that does our just completed our audit, so I'm waiting to hear from the lady that runs that department to talk about basically what they can do and how much it will cost. There is I believe there is oh gosh, what's the word, where you've got a tender in place, umbrella agreement.
Yeah.
That's how they were talking anyway, but she hasn't called back yet. So as soon as I hear from her, I'll get dates of her availability dates when the office can accommodate it and we can back on. And then we can stop it.
Then that was a weird one.
That's not to do with this, though.
Sorry, I thought that was why we didn't agree that the income expenditure for the. So, are we agreeing on the income expenditure or not? No? Okay.
I'm not, I'll only got it, I can't really make.
Can we take a vote, yes or no? Those in favour? Those against? Right, those in favour? Anybody in favour? No? Those against? Right, it's all against still, so they're still not approved. Same with June?
Well, I can answer the questions the council have asked.
Oh, great.
You queried £180 professional fees, and that was for legal advice on employment issues. And you queried why miscellaneous was £285. That was because the donations that were made at the civic service, we wrote the cheque out to British Legion for £250.90.